What specific problem does the new method or algorithm aim to solve?
The new method or algorithm aims to solve the problem of manipulating large language models, LLMs, into generating specific and coherent text responses by using seemingly nonsensical prompts, referred to as LM-Babel prompts. These prompts are crafted using the greedy coordinate gradient, GCG, attack algorithm to exploit vulnerabilities in LLMs and direct them to produce predetermined text outputs. The algorithm focuses on constructing gibberish prompts that can effectively steer LLMs towards generating target texts, including harmful or copyrighted content, by finding optimal sequences of tokens that lead the models to specific responses. The goal is to understand the underlying mechanisms that allow LLMs to be manipulated into producing desired outputs and to analyze the implications of this vulnerability in terms of model behavior and response generation.
How does the proposed method or algorithm work? Illustrate step by step.
The proposed method, greedy coordinate gradient (GCG) algorithm, operates in the discrete space of prompt tokens to optimize the log likelihood of the target text. The algorithm iteratively finds promising token candidates for replacement at each position by computing gradients of the loss with respect to token indicators. It then evaluates all candidates via a forward pass and selects the replacement with the smallest loss. The algorithm initializes with 20 tokens, typically exclamation marks, and runs for 1,000 iterations, searching over 256 token substitute candidates at each iteration. The goal is to construct gibberish prompts, termed LM-Babel, that compel large language models, LLMs, to generate specific and coherent responses. The success of Babel prompts depends on factors like prompt length, target text properties, length and perplexity, and the presence of trigger tokens. The algorithm aims to manipulate LLMs into producing predefined text by exploiting their internal knowledge and contextually relevant associations. Despite appearing nonsensical, Babel prompts contain hidden structures and can guide models to generate desired outputs. However, these prompts are fragile, as minor token alterations, such as removing a single token or punctuation, can disrupt their effectiveness in up to 97% of cases.
What are the theoretical or practical benefits of using this method?
The theoretical benefits of using the method of crafting gibberish prompts, known as LM-Babel, to manipulate large language models, LLMs, lie in uncovering the underlying mechanisms that lead to undesirable behavior in LLMs. This method allows for a systematic analysis of how LLMs can be directed to generate specific and coherent responses to seemingly nonsensical inputs. By studying the factors affecting the vulnerability of LLMs to Babel prompts, such as prompt and target text length, perplexity, and the presence of trigger words, researchers can gain insights into the inner workings of these models and how they process information. Additionally, comparing the behavior of LLMs on Babel prompts versus natural prompts provides valuable information on how models perceive and respond to different types of inputs. Practically, using the method of crafting gibberish prompts can help in understanding the robustness of LLMs to adversarial attacks and in developing defenses against such attacks. By analyzing the structure of Babel prompts and their interaction with LLMs, researchers can identify vulnerabilities in the models and work towards enhancing their security and alignment with ethical standards. Furthermore, studying the effectiveness of Babel prompts in generating harmful versus benign content can inform efforts to improve model alignment for out-of-distribution language prompts. Overall, this method provides a systematic approach to exploring the behavior of LLMs when manipulated by adversarial inputs, which is crucial for improving the safety and reliability of these models in real-world applications.
How is the method validated or tested?
The method is validated and tested through a series of experiments using the greedy coordinate gradient (GCG) algorithm to construct gibberish prompts, referred to as LM-Babel, and analyzing their effectiveness across various datasets and models. The validation process includes assessing the success rate of the prompts in generating specific target texts, measuring the conditional perplexity of the target text conditioned on the prompt, and evaluating the robustness of the prompts to token-level perturbations such as permutation, removal, and replacement. The experiments involve constructing prompts for different target text lengths and perplexities, as well as exploring the ability of models to generate unlearned content by fine-tuning them to forget specific information. The results of these experiments are presented in tables, figures, and statistical analyses throughout the paper, demonstrating the efficacy, limitations, and characteristics of the LM-Babel prompts in manipulating large language models.
What results were achieved with this new method?
The new method achieved the successful manipulation of large language models, LLMs, into generating specific and coherent text responses using seemingly nonsensical prompts termed LM-Babel. The study systematically analyzed the factors affecting the vulnerability of LLMs to Babel prompts, including prompt and target text length, target text perplexity, and the presence of trigger words in the prompts. The results showed that shorter target texts were easier to generate than longer ones, and LLMs were more easily guided to produce texts with lower perplexity. The study also investigated the manipulation of models to generate content they were explicitly trained to forget, revealing that Babel prompts could still trigger the generation of such content, albeit with increased complexity. Additionally, the study compared the behavior of LLMs on Babel prompts versus natural prompts, finding that Babel prompts could lead models to better loss minima for text generation. The robustness of Babel prompts was also examined, showing that minor token alterations, such as removing a single token or punctuation, could disrupt the effectiveness of the prompts in up to 97% of cases. Overall, the new method demonstrated the effectiveness of using automated algorithms to construct gibberish prompts that could manipulate LLMs into generating specific target text, shedding light on the inner workings of these models and the implications for their safety and alignment with human preferences.
What are the limitations or drawbacks of the method?
The limitations or drawbacks of the method outlined in the paper include the following. 1. Fragility of Babel prompts. The method of using Babel prompts to manipulate large language models, LLMs, is shown to be very fragile. Minor alterations, such as removing a single token or punctuation, can significantly decrease the success rate of these prompts, dropping to below 20% and 3% respectively. This fragility indicates that the effectiveness of Babel prompts is easily disrupted by small changes, rendering them less reliable for consistent manipulation of LLMs. 2. Difficulty with longer and more complex texts. The method faces challenges when attempting to manipulate LLMs into generating longer and more perplexed texts. The success rates for longer texts significantly decline, falling below 20% and 10% for texts with more than 22 tokens. This limitation suggests that the method may struggle to effectively steer LLMs towards generating complex or lengthy target texts. 3. Vulnerability to token-level perturbations. The robustness analysis reveals that Babel prompts are susceptible to various token-level perturbations, such as permutation, removal, and replacement of tokens. Minor alterations, such as eliminating or substituting a single token, can disrupt over 70% of successful prompts, while altering two or more tokens neutralizes over 90% of them. This vulnerability to token-level perturbations highlights a potential weakness in the method's resilience to adversarial attacks. 4. Limited alignment for out-of-distribution prompts. The method shows that manipulating models into producing harmful content is not more difficult than eliciting benign content, indicating a lack of alignment for out-of-distribution prompts. This limitation suggests that the method may struggle to effectively steer LLMs towards generating appropriate responses for prompts that fall outside the model's trained data distribution. 5. Complexity of unlearned content manipulation. While the method can manipulate models into generating content they have been explicitly trained to forget, such as in the case of unlearning specific information from the Harry Potter books, the process becomes more complex. The success rate decreases, and the perplexity of the target texts increases, indicating a higher level of difficulty in manipulating models towards unlearned content. Overall, these limitations and drawbacks highlight the challenges and vulnerabilities associated with the method of using Babel prompts to manipulate LLMs, emphasizing the need for further research to address these shortcomings and enhance the method's effectiveness and robustness.